Hi guys, Cinematic Recapped here. Before we start, warning. Spoilers ahead. Today, I'm gonna explain an American Christmas action, fantasy, and thriller movie, called Violent Night. In Bristol, England, on Christmas Eve, Santa Claus is drinking alone in a bar because he is bored with his job delivering gifts to children. He tells a fellow Santa next to him that now the kids only care about the gifts and keep demanding the next one. A few moments later, Santa leaves a gift containing a video game for the bartender's grandson before leaving the bar. Wondering how he knows she has a grandson, the bartender follows Santa to the rooftop, but before she can ask him, the bartender sees Santa riding away in his sleigh pulled by reindeer. The scene moves to Greenwich, Connecticut, where a man named Jason Lightstone is meeting his estranged wife Linda, and their 7-year-old daughter Trudy. Despite having unresolved issues with his estranged wife, Jason tries to create a memorable holiday for Trudy. Because his mother Gertrude is extremely wealthy, the family visits her mansion to celebrate Christmas with Jason's sister Alva, her new boyfriend and wannabe action star Morgan, and Alva's online streamer son Bertrude. Later, Trudy opens a Christmas gift from her parents, which contains an old walkie-talkie. Jason claims that the walkie-talkie allows her to talk to Santa. As he and Linda leave her room, they overhear Trudy speaking on it as if she were talking to Santa, saying her only wish for Christmas is to become a family again. Hearing this, the two of them just stare at each other as if regretting their previous actions. On the other hand, Santa is having a particularly unfriendly Christmas, drunkenly delivering random gifts to people's homes. After he magically arrives at Gertrude's mansion, Santa mischievously eats all the food and drink there, ending up using the family's massage chair as well. Meanwhile, the caterers in the mansion finally reveal themselves to be mercenaries with Christmas-themed codenames. One of them, codenamed Gingerbread, knocks out the head of security, while their leaders, Scrooge, kills the security at the front gate before entering the mansion. He then orders his henchmen to slaughter the remaining staff and take the family hostage. At the same time, Santa overhears the chaos and attempts to escape from there, but he is eventually found by one of the henchmen, whose gunfire scares away the reindeer. This causes Santa to be stranded, and the two fight until Santa knocks him out of a window to his death. Since he loses his Christmas magic to get out from there, Santa decides to save Jason and his family from the mercenaries. Apparently, Scrooge demands Gertrude in $300 million cash from the mansion's vault. At one moment, Trudy speaks on the walkie-talkie, while Santa is in another room trying to call for help. However, another henchman comes into his room and discovers him. Luckily, Santa manages to defend himself using his magic bag and ends up killing the henchman after a long brutal fight. He then takes the henchman's walkie-talkie and comes across Trudy's channel. Knowing this, Trudy is obviously excited and asks Santa to help her family. Santa also finds that Trudy have been good this year, while the mercenaries are on his magical naughty list. On the other side, Scrooge goes to the control room and sees Santa through the surveillance cameras. He then confronts Santa via walkie-talkie, but Santa threatens him back instead, saying that the rest of them will be dead soon as well. Because of this, Scrooge asks Gertrude about Santa, but she does not have a clue about him. Enraged, he decides to torture the family one by one, starting with Jason by breaking one of his fingers using a nutcracker. Before Scrooge uses a bigger nutcracker on him, Trudy yells at the mercenaries and claims that Santa will help them, but Jason declares that there is no Santa. Therefore, Trudy becomes disillusioned and runs to hide in the attic, while Scrooge orders his henchmen to chase after her. Trudy talks to Santa again on the walkie-talkie, asking if he is the real Santa. Hearing this, Santa convinces her that he is the real Santa by recounting the various gifts she had asked over the years, ultimately restoring Trudy's faith in him. At some point, one of Scrooge's henchmen, Krampus, forces the family to present their gifts to Gertrude. Morgan presents a business proposal to boost his career, which she clearly turns down. Alva gives her mother a framed picture of the day she was born, but she also shows little care for it. When it is Jason's turn, he somehow lies by saying that his gift was left on the car because he does not want Gertrude to know about it, which is a bottle of a whiskey and a note. Gertrude is surprised after reading the note and says that she will just keep the content between the two of them. Back to Santa, he finally reveals to Trudy that he was once Nickaman the Red, a bloodthirsty Viking warrior, and finds comfort in his 1,100 years of marriage to Mrs. Claus. Later, Santa finds one of the mercenaries, codenamed Candy Cane, and tries to knock her out, but he accidentally activates a toy Santa, which blows his cover. Candy Cane alerts Scrooge, who quickly joins her along with Gingerbread. They end up destroying the door and capture Santa before tying him to a chair. When Scrooge questions him about his identity, Santa tells them that he is the real Santa, but Scrooge does not believe him as he bears a childhood grudge against Christmas. Because of that, Santa reveals the mercenaries' real name and all the things they asked for when they were kids. From the attic, Trudy creates a diversion by using a styrofoam through the vents to create fake snow, convincing Gingerbread and Candy Cane that Santa is real. Santa uses this advantage to escape through the chimney using his magic, even though they have burned his magic sack. When Gertrude's private kill squad led by Commander Thorpe arrive at the mansion, Morgan quickly beats up Krampus and tries to escape by jumping out of a window. Unluckily, he eventually finds out that the kill squad is in league with Scrooge, so the commander orders his men to execute Morgan. Scrooge talks to Thorpe and warns him about Santa, who is seeing more names on his magical naughty list. Later, the kill squad sees Santa on the rooftop and starts shooting at him. Santa eventually retreats to a shed, where Trudy encourages him to kill them all. Coincidentally, he finds a sledgehammer nearby and decides to use it to brutally slaughter the kill squad. At the same time, Gingerbread and Candy Cane are heading for the attic to capture Trudy. Luckily, the little girl has set up some traps inspired by Home Alone. Gingerbread steps through a broken ladder rung, causing his chin to be impaled on a nail. Candy Cane tries to get ahead of him and finally finds Trudy in the attic. Seeing this, Trudy immediately releases her bowling balls trap. Candy Cane manages to dodge some of the balls, but one of them rolls out of the attic, resulting in Gingerbread's death. After a long struggle through Trudy's trap, Candy Cane prepares to shoot the little girl, but Santa arrives just in time and kills her before comforting Trudy. At some point, Scrooge and Thorpe manage to open the vault, but find nothing inside. Scrooge believes that someone must have intercepted it, so he confronts Gertrude and threatens to kill Linda. Hence, Jason finally confesses that he stole the money and was planning to flee with his wife and daughter, which he explained in his card to his mother. He also reveals that the money was hidden in a nativity scene outside. After Scrooge and his squad secure the money, he orders Krampus to kill the hostages, starting from Alva, Linda, or Gertrude. The three argue over who should get shot first, allowing Alva to throw wine into the fireplace behind Krampus. Therefore, Krampus is stunned, and they quickly beat him to death with iron sticks. Shortly after that, Santa and Trudy reunite with them, and they begin to fight back the mercenaries. Amidst the fight, Scrooge and Thorpe flee into the woods with the money and a captive Gertrude, pursued by Santa. On the other hand, Linda and Jason team up against the last mercenary. After they successfully killing him, Trudy finally sees her parents reunite with a kiss. Meanwhile, Santa uses a snowmobile to chase after them. He manages to knock Thorpe off his snowmobile before chasing after Scrooge. However, Santa ends up crashing into a cabin, where Scrooge finds himself on the naughty list. He finally acknowledges that Santa is real and decides to kill him as he blames Christmas for ruining his childhood. The two engage in a long fight, and Scrooge initially gains the upper hand. Since he now believes that Santa is real, Santa is able to use his magic to drag him up the cabin's chimney, crushing him to death. Just then, Thorpe suddenly shoots Santa in the back and prepares to execute him, but luckily, Gertrude arrives and kills Thorpe after picking up a nearby gun. Afterwards, all the family members arrive at the scene and try to help Santa. Despite Jason burning some of the money to keep him warm, Santa eventually succumbs to his wounds. Tearfully, Trudy says she will always believe in Santa, which inspires all her family to declare their belief in Santa as well. Sure enough, it allows Santa to be revived, and he admits it was all because of the Christmas magic. Furthermore, his reindeer return with a new sack of presents and a note from Mrs. Claus. Santa bids goodbye to Trudy and her family before flying off to finish delivering gifts, while his faith in Christmas is finally renewed. Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.